Kosmika. Hello everybody. Hi Pages. How's everyone doing? 皆様ページたちごきげんよう元気でしょうか? Sorry for the delay. Hope you all had a lovely day today. Good evening. Making sure stream is running well on every channel. How am I feeling tonight? I'm feeling okay, thank you. Feeling alright. Okay, we are back with more the after years. I'm also waiting for my food to arrive. It'll be a little bit still, so I'm gonna step away when it does. Okay. So last time, oh my gosh. Whoa. Yesterday's stream was oh gosh. That was quite the fight. Quite the fight. We beat the Lunar Dragon though. I don't know if oh, thank you for the follow. I don't know if I don't know if, well, I said I would grind previously if I couldn't beat the Lunar Dragon no matter what I tried. But we managed to somehow. So what I think I'll do is I will attempt the next boss with the correct party. Oh, I'll give you a follow on Twitch, but I'll watch you in here. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Whatever you would like to do. So I'll attempt the next boss with the correct party. The party you're supposed to do it with. And if it's a struggle, then maybe we'll do some grinding. Hello. I may actually be under leveled, but if I can progress with the party members at the level they are right now. Oh, I only suggested grinding as something to do until food gets there. Ah, yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah. We're gonna restock and stuff like that. We need to restock. We used a lot of potions. And then we're gonna, let's see. Let's max out our high potions again. Let me look at gear actually. So wait, actually let me switch to the party that I'm supposed to have now so I can equip wait, what am I doing? Cancel. Since I'm here, I have to go into the whale. All right. So we already have some of the party members in the party right now, namely Cecil and Rosa, and I believe Sayador as well. Let me check the guide just to make sure. And then next page. Oh, I have to go back to the previous page. No, don't look at spoilers. This is a very spoilery guide. If anyone knows like a good guide for this game, specifically this version, I would very much appreciate it. Any other, like, I was having trouble finding any guides that weren't for the other version of the original version of the game, and The main reason that I would like to get one specifically for this version of the game is because the floors are called different things in this version of the game. So in the original version, it's purely sequential. Like it goes B1, B2, B3, all the way to B whatever. But in this version, we have like Baron Castle, the Fey March, and they're actually like supposed to be floors of the subterrane, but they're just like, you know, magical recreations of them. And it doesn't keep the number of the floor, which makes it confusing to find where I'm supposed to be in the guide. Let's see. Last flow. Can I get an amen? Yeah, I guess. Walk up the stairs to a save point and another godsend of a transporter. Though we're deep in the moon, the lunar whale and party adjustment is but a step away. Obvious comment alert. A boss is up next, and the team you must have is kind of particular. You must bring Golbez and Cecil along to advance the plot. Okay, Cecil and Golbez. Let me switch out Kane for Golbez. Golbez. And then, but you should bring Rosa and Theodore with you for a very important reason. I need to say this now so that you don't F up like I'm sure you would. And then the next sentence just clearly spoils what's happening next. It makes me... I read this previously. I'm very mad. I'm very mad that they spoiled it. They just blatantly say what happens. Like, seriously. I'm calling you out, author of the guide on the Final Fantasy fandom wiki. Yeah, you. I appreciate the information and the guide that you made, but did you have to write it like this? Like, really? Anyway. Who else? I'm not gonna read ahead any more than that because I don't want something else to be spoiled. So, let's see. We don't need Edward, right? Wait. I'm honestly not sure. There was someone making useful guides that I was using when I played FF1 through 6, but nothing for this game. There are useful guides for finding enemies on items on Steam at least. Yeah, I was able to find those quite easily. Okay, I have to read ahead just because I want to make sure. The 5th party member can be anyone you want? Okay, yeah, I had a feeling. Thank you for confirming that. Let's bring a lower level party member to see if they can get some EXP. Harley, why not? Okay, let's see if I can buy any equipment that might be useful. Probably not. We've picked up a lot of good stuff in the dungeon so far. I don't think I want Golbez using a hammer. Hello! And power staff, no. I already have one. Master staff, blitz whip, obelisk, nah. I have one already. Demon slayer, Wait, if I'm gonna give him a sword, I'll give him the best sword. Hold on. And it can cast protect. I gotta remember that. So I have one on Cecil already. I can get one for... I like the crystal sword on Theodore though. What does Golbez have right now? Let me see what weapon he has. Ice brand? Oh. Okay. But defender. It does more damage. 30 more damage. Or attack at least. Let's buy it. Okay. Hehehe. Okay. And then... any useful armor? Oh. I have 2 extra diamond shields. I can put one on. Action. Yeah. Wait, is Defender a 2-handed sword? I don't think it is. Let's give him a diamond shield. Yeah. The Defender was originally a sword offered as a reward for Golbez during his post-tail bonus dungeon, but not in this version. Oh. I feel like I read something similar to that somewhere in a guide. One of the guides. Or a wiki article. Okay, anything else? Gold hairpin. I don't think the next boss will use lightning attacks, and it's not a dragon. Chakra band. I'll buy one. Wait, no, before I do that. Mystic Veil, Goblin Mask, Diamond Helm. Okay, what's the most... Diamond Helm? Well, I have one that I'm not using right now. Officer's Hat? Alright, I have one of those too. Goblin Mask, Mystic Veil. Reduces holy damage taken, protects against curse. Oh, that sounds useful actually. I'll buy another chakra band. Why not? And then... Diamond armor. Professor's robe. Exorcist's gown. Resistance to demon attacks? That sounds useful. Rings. Oh, we're not fighting a flan. What is... Does sprint ring just make you run faster? Hyper wrist, talisman, single star. Ooh, that sounds useful. Reduce MP cost by 25%. Treasure hunter. Increase action gauge replenishment. Oh. Level band, diamond gloves, hairband. Okay. Let's see. No. Like keeping the crystal stuff. Mystic Veil, I kind of want a Rosa, but... Oh. Ooh! Yeah, let's give her the professor's robe. Okay. Oh. No, I want to keep the bow on her. There you go. Yes, Mystic Veil for her. Okay. Not sure why I gave her the economical ring. It was probably the only one at the time that was useful or better for her. Oh, that's actually not useful at all for her. Resistance. Yeah, well, let's do the single star. it only slightly reduces her intellect and spirit. That's okay. The reduced MP cost is good. Okay. Wait, I didn't stock up on other items yet. So we got high potions. I think we have enough X potions for emergencies. Oh, ether. Ether. Oh, so expensive. Oh, it's so expensive. Okay. Phoenix Downs. Smack those out. Remedy. Cottage. Emergency exit. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to B12. Save. Actually, since my food's not here yet, maybe it is a good idea to do some grinding. Because I don't want to have to stop in the middle of the boss fight. Yeah, it makes me wish this game had a discount for every 4 of an item you buy, like in some other games. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, yeah. I think I will go ahead and do with that idea of grinding until my food gets here. So let me bring in some low-level characters. Oh, it's only Kalka and Harley. That's cool. That are 43. Everyone else is 44. Or higher. Well, 44 or 45. Actually, no, Rydia is 46. That just happened to happen that way. Alright. Alright. We won't stray far. We'll just go to the previous floor. I'm glad to be listening to this theme. And not the moon theme. Maybe... Hold on, I gotta focus. Wait, I forgot to swap out Golbez. Yeah. What can it do? I can't do anything. The only healer is Seador. It's okay. Hello. Are we grinding? Yeah, just for a little bit. Just for a little bit until my food gets here. I forgot to swap out Golbez, and we don't have a healer. A proper healer. Seador can heal, but maybe we should run. We should run. That did nothing. Quick, distract him with the jive. Oh. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Let's go back and fix the party. so that I can actually survive. Let's see. A level 44 healer. Potom. Shouldn't be in the front, but that's okay. We'll swap the order. There we go. There we go. And no need to conserve MP so much. Go all out. No effect. You know, I'm gonna use Libra because I don't remember what it's weak to. No effect. Huh? Couldn't analyze. No, why'd you do to my healer? Hello? Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's Cecil, it's Cecil! There's no damage! Stop killing my healer! Shucks, no. My buttons! No, are you serious? It's like it knows. Where's Ray's? No, no, no. It's been a while. I was too focused on studies. Oh, don't worry about it. I hope they were going well. Are you for real? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ba. It's every time. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh, a critical 571. You're amazing, Harley. Okay. I think I got unlucky with that type of monster. That dragon is stronger than the league. I think. It's all these dragons. Hiya. Is this Pokemon? No. This is Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. Oh, glare works. Uh-oh. Yeah! Okay. Woohoo! Okay, nice. Hello! We'll swap out, Cecil. Golden Dragon might be just a special Pikachu. Yeah, that's true. It did know Thunderbolts. Okay, let's bring in Kane. I love her. I love Harley's little hat. I kind of wonder if she was the like inspiration, or if there was some inspiration of for the scholar job in Final Fantasy 14. It probably isn't, but I see a resemblance to their armor, like their what they call artifact armor in the game. Oops. Ahaha. Ooh, lots of gil too from those dragons. If we get enough gil, I'll feel less bad about buying like this expensive items like X potions and ether. Oh. Oh. Hold on, I gotta heal first. His, uh-oh. Oh. His speed is... Kalka has high speed if he's going so quickly. His turn comes so quickly. Oh, where am I going? We're not done. That glowing thing, I forgot what it's like the core of the moon. I think? Someone remind me. I don't remember what that is. I know it's important though. Oh boy. Oops. I'm only using normal attacks with the Kalka because the moon phase, for one, and for two, it's an assassin dagger that has a chance of inflicting death. Death or is it death? Or it's an instant KO ability effect, which is really nice. Haha. Yeah, assassin dagger, it does... Yeah, instant death. It's so nice when it works. Oh, these things. How dare? Ho ho ho. No! Ah, I see, it worked. Death. The normal cure does a good amount of healing. Ooh, reflect! Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Let's swap Sayador. Let's see. We're gonna bring in Edge. Let's change to Edge. Bum 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 bum. Uh-oh. Edge is so strong. Haha, death. Hehehe. Oh, there's Kane. Feels good to level up, actually. Okay. I'm gonna swap out Kane for Sid. We're gonna run out Kalka now. Well, let me respond to this message. Okay. I'm gonna walk on each tile. Just kidding. But yes. Uh-oh, ambushed. It healed him? Amazing! That is... Oh my gosh. He absorbs magic attacks? He's invincible! Oh my gosh. Have you been following any of the MTG Final Fantasy cards that have been announced recently? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen everything, but I have seen a lot. And they're so good. Like, I have to resist buying them or trying to buy them because I don't play Magic. And I can't let myself get into it. And it's gonna be difficult to even try, so I don't want to. It's yeah. I would have to fight like all the other people that are trying to get them, and it's gonna be a lot of cards, and I just can't. I just can't. But one of the things I really like is they have Sid cards, obviously, but the amazing thing about the Sid cards is that they all have the same exact name and the same exact ability. So the only way you would know if it's but in addition to that, it's all a Sid. It's every Sid from every Final Fantasy, but same name. So it's like, if you wouldn't know, I wish they didn't include this just to like mess with people like who don't know Final Fantasy. they put the number of the Final Fantasy. Like, they put which Final Fantasy each character is from on like the very bottom of the card. But like, I wish they didn't do that for the Sids, because it would be so confusing if a person had no idea what, you know, who Sid was, or what, you know, what Final Fantasy was. Because they'd be like, why are all these cards the same name, but they're all different pictures? Like, are they the same, or? It's literally every Sid from every Final Fantasy, or at least every Final Fantasy that where Sid existed. I think it's only from 2, actually. Sid didn't exist originally in Final Fantasy 1 at all. In remakes, they added him as like a mention, but he doesn't exist at all in 1. But from 2 on, there's been a Sid in every single Final Fantasy, and each artwork is, you know, true to that Final Fantasy. It's really nice. Okay, let's swap out Porom for Edward, because he can heal. Not the best healer, but he can heal. Okay, let's run around as Sid. I'm gonna save, actually. I might get the cards. Haven't played Magic in over a year, though. Good luck if you do. I was about to ask you about Sid. Yeah, the Sids have the abilities, have as many copies of the cards you want in the deck. There aren't too many cards that allow that. Yeah, like, from what I could read about, or from what I could understand of his ability, it's pretty broken. I don't know if there's a lot of cards that have like really strong abilities like that. He's like a magic artificer, something artificer. Is like his name, part of his name. It's really cool. Uh-oh. No, just I'm done. I just got him up. Dang it. No! This robot has a lot of HP. Stop it. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Goodness gracious. I'm just gonna solo this party. Amazing. No, I just got her up. Okay. So many of the MTG cards that let you have as many copies you want in a deck usually just work with themselves. However, Sid doesn't boost himself, but other characters instead seems fitting. Oh, yeah! Ooh, Frost! Okay. Let me get the others up. swap people out. My food is taking longer than I expected. Hope Sydney is a card. I don't know who that is. Okay, I'm gonna bring in Palom and Yang and who's squishier? Brina. Okay. Let's save. Sid's granddaughter from 15. Okay, I was going to ask. I was literally about to ask, but I didn't want to sound dumb. Because I haven't played 15 yet, but I know from what little I've seen, there's like a Sid-like character, but that's a girl from 15. Are you joking me? Well, if I'm lucky, Brina will cast a dance that will get them up. I'm gonna gamble on that. Oh. Oh, that's a Kiraga. I won't say no to a Kiraga. Oh, I should do kick instead, actually. Oh wait, I have claws for Yang. I just remembered. Oh, it does little damage when it's a group of them. Uh-oh. Run, Brina! Okay. I just remembered I have gear for Yang. Where's my list? Okay, Tiger Fangs. Tiger Fangs, Tiger Fangs. So which one is the weaker of these two? Oh. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I also have, where is... Giant... Okay, the axe will go to Gecko when I eventually get him in the party. Black Garb. I still don't know who can use the Black Garb. Not Brina. Not Sid. Black Garb. Not Edward. Eh? No. Black Garb, Black Garb, Black Garb. Nothing's better than what he has, right? Yeah, okay. And then there's Ribbon. Okay, Palom already has a ribbon. No. I gotta take it off my list. I already put the ribbon on Palom. Okay. Oops. Okay. To be fair, depending on the game, Sid either have many kids or is already a grandfather or etc. Yeah. Oh, my food's here. Finally. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back to the safe spot. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. So I think I've decided to do something a little different today. I'll be a little selfish and not play the game while I'm eating, because I want to finish my food before it gets cold. I think it's already kind of cold. And my hands are gonna get dirty because I have a burger and onion rings. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Lunar Whale where it's quiet, and we're gonna watch stuff while I eat. So let me find something. Let's see. Oh, Nina's having her 3D birthday live. Oh. I kind of want to watch that. Let's see. Is it still going on? Huh? Oh, it's blocked? Because, oh no. Is it blocked for people outside of Japan? The video contains content from SME, which is who has blocked it in your country on copyright grounds. Okay. Oh, streamed an hour ago. It already happened. Oh my gosh. SME, I swear to gosh. Sony Music, they just ruin everything. The same thing happened to Mume. It's ridiculous. Okay. What can we watch? Let's see. Why do we say boss? Who was the first video game boss, and why do we call him that? You know, that's a good question. Let's see. Where'd it go? Oh. Wait. There we go. Oh, it's not working. Audio's not working.
Hello everyone, I think I've got a pretty good video for you today. We're doing our first submitted question. Thaddeus McMonster writes, "Great videos! Thank you. I would love to see one on the origin of the term boss as the enemy at the end of a level." It's an interesting question, so let's get started. It probably goes without saying, but just to make sure we're all on the same page, we're talking about the powerful monsters that usually appear at the end of levels. Generally speaking, they're significantly harder than other enemies, with more health and stronger attacks. They're usually unavoidable and must be defeated to progress the game. Thaddeus asked about the origin of the term, but to do that, I think we also need to get into the origin of the concept. Luckily for us, the first video game boss is well documented, and it's older than you might think. In 1974, Gary Wisenhut and Ray Wood created a dungeon-crawling RPG called The Game of Dungeons. It was loosely based on Dungeons & Dragons and inspired by an earlier dungeon-exploring game called Petit 5. The game would soon become more widely known by the letters D&D.
Oh!
The creation of this game is actually really interesting, and I encourage everyone to read up on it, but we've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to just stick to the boss stuff. So in the 70s, very few games had any sort of real ending. Everything would just loop endlessly, and the goal was just to survive as long as possible and to get a high score. D&D was the same, but one of Gary and Ray's biggest frustrations with similar games was always having to restart the next time they wanted to play. So they added a save game feature to D&D. But this led to a new gameplay problem. The ability to save and reload a game made the high score somewhat meaningless.
Yeah.
So they decided they needed a different objective. The game changed so that the players had to get to the end of the dungeon, grab a magical orb, and get back out. They realized that getting the orb needed some sort of final challenge, so inspired by the iconic cover to the Dungeons & Dragons rulebook, they put in a golden dragon to guard it. This was the first video game boss.
Oh!
Space shooters were the next place that we saw boss-type enemies. Games like 1980's Destroyer and Phoenix had more difficult enemies that would show up to challenge the player. They're a little different from what we think of today as game bosses, as these games tended to loop, so the player would end up fighting the same boss over and over and over again. 1980's Sasuke vs. Commander was a big step up for bosses. Mechanically, it was similar to other arcade space shooters, but it was themed around ninjas. The player had to fend off waves of shuriken-tossing ninjas until they could reach the boss. The various ninja masters each had their own special ninja techniques, such as using decoys, shape-shifting, and shooting waves of magical fire. It was here that we start to see the concept of levels each having a different boss, where each of them had their own unique challenge. Around this time, we also started seeing games like Donkey Kong or Sinistar that were named after the main antagonist. Bosses were getting more character and recognition over their faceless henchmen. Kung Fu Masters, released in 1984, continued this trend. The player had to fight through waves of regular bad guys to reach a more challenging
Was that a kid?
boss. Again, each boss had their own unique strengths and fighting style, and had to be defeated before the player could proceed to the next floor. From this point on, the idea of a boss was well established, and within a few years, it would be a standard practice to have one at the end of a level or stage. Tracking down why we use the word boss specifically, and when we started doing it, is significantly tougher. Today the word is so recognized in gaming that most dictionaries actually include the gaming meaning among their definitions of the word. For example, Merriam-Webster has a definition: a major antagonist in a game, such as a video game or board game, and usually one that must be overcome in order for the player to progress. Language evolves over time, so there's likely not an exact time and place that everyone suddenly decided to start doing it. I try to think back to the first time I heard it, and honestly, I'm really not sure. I think it was probably linked to the past. I feel like we were calling the guys at the end of levels bosses, even though the manual refers to them as dungeon masters.
Oh.
So let's start with the word itself. In English, the word boss comes from the Dutch word baas. It was introduced to America in the 17th century by Dutch settlers. It roughly translated to something more like master, but could be used in English without the connotations of ownership.
I got a rogue fry.
So it was a useful word to describe someone in a position of authority. Now we can get into how the Industrial Revolution and the rise of factories led to an increased need for a word that put a person in authority over, but not ownership of, a subordinate, but we're already getting a bit into the weeds here. So why boss? Why not leader, master, head honcho, the big cheese? Well, if you go back far enough, we actually do. There's a pretty long period where there's no real consistent naming scheme for boss-like characters. Even the different versions of Kung Fu Masters name them differently. One version calls them the 5 Biggies. Another uses Gang Masters. And the NES port actually does use boss. Most sources I came across agree that the general idea of using boss probably comes from organized crime. The idea of a mob boss translates pretty well to the head of a group of villains. I've seen a few people point to the 1971 Bruce Lee movie, The Big Boss.
That's the logical conclusion that I would come up to.
Where a lone hero battles his way
like
through
the
an
boss
army
of
goons to challenge
the bad
head
guys
of a drug
group.
smuggling operation. The film The Godfather was released a year later, further cementing the idea of criminals operating in
It is a little
hierarchy
things.
and taking orders from a boss.
I love when I'm
But
eating
when
a
do we
couple
start
fries
using it
and
in
suddenly it's a
games?
random tiny chicken nugget.
When
Yeah.
talking the use of the term, we need to think about how words and ideas spread. Today,
Are
a
you
lot
watching
of game
videos now?
terms are
Just while I'm
community-driven.
eating. When I'm done
Words
eating, I'll
spread
keep
as
playing.
Players use them in online discussions or while playing multiplayer games. An influential streamer can coin a new word and have tons of people using it practically overnight. But in the long ago dark ages before the internet, gaming communities were much more localized. You discuss a game with people in your local arcade or other kids in your school, but you probably weren't picking up words a bunch of players on the other side of the country started using.
Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis is the best video game ever.
I disagree. It's a very good game, but I think Donkey Kong is the best game ever.
Donkey Kong sucks.
You know something? You suck.
Instead, we're going to be looking at published media. Before the internet, most of our game jargon is going to be coming from books, magazines, and the games themselves. A few sources I came across tried to peg an approximate date when magazines started using boss more often. For example, this Kotaku podcast episode mentions a Nintendo Power's use of the word. There's a little confusion here for me because the transcription of the episode says 1988, but it really sounds like he's saying 1998 to me.
It really started showing up in Nintendo Power in 1998.
I came across a few other sources that pointed to Nintendo Power as a source of boss becoming more popular.
I heard
went to back issues of
1998
Nintendo
as
Power
well.
to see how they use it, and the results were interesting. In the very first issue in 1988, they mention a little boss when talking about Birdo in
I
Mario
love
2.
old Adam Sandler movies. Can't
After
wait for
that,
Happy
the
Gilmore
use
2.
of boss is very inconsistent.
I don't think I've watched
They
Happy the
might go
first
3
Happy
issues in a
Gilmore.
row without using it once, then use it 10 times in the next. At first I was confused by this, until I started looking at the manuals for these games. For example, in their guide to the NES game Fester's Quest, Nintendo Power uses the word boss many times. But the manual for that game refers to these enemies as alien bosses. I'm not sure if it was an actual policy, but it seems like Nintendo Power tended to defer to the language used by the game designers. If a game called a character a boss, so did Nintendo. If they used leader, guardian, or some other title, then that was used here as well. A lot of the time, they just referred to a boss character directly by name. So I think we can look at Nintendo Power as evidence of when the word was gaining popularity, but not necessarily that it was this magazine driving the change. Before Nintendo Power started in 1988, there was a much smaller publication called the Nintendo Fun Club. It was mostly tips and tricks for popular Nintendo titles and previews for upcoming games. I was able to find a few mentions of the word boss when discussing Double Dragon and Kid Icarus. I've also seen a few references to Joystick magazine beginning to use it in 1983.
Yeah, we're finding out the
I couldn't get my
answer.
hands on every
We're finding the
1983
the
issue,
answer to where
but
all
I
the
found a
bosses
lot of
came
them,
from.
and I only saw a single use when referring to an enemy in the game Galaga. But more on that later. To get a wider view, I took a look at Google's Ngram Viewer. If you're not familiar, it's a tool that takes a look at published works and scans it to see how often the word is used over a given time period. So for example, I can see the word boss, regardless of context, picks up use in the 1800s and holds steady until the mid-1990s when it suddenly becomes much more common. Getting a good look at its use in gaming context is tricky. Boss is a pretty common word. Trying to limit it to works that also mention gaming in some way gave inconsistent results. There's a lot of software magazines that mention video games, but also office software, so the mention of a boss in an article about word processors and gaming somewhere else will count the same as mention of a video game boss. I also ran into a lot of trade magazines that let people order electronics, including both video games and other equipment, with the word boss in either the company name or the product name.
Reminds me of Offices and Bosses, fantasy version of D&D, where you work in an office and must fight your boss to get promoted. That sounds hilarious.
Strongly tied to gaming. You can see that Mini Boss sees a hump from 83 to 88 and drops in popularity. Final Boss picks up in 87 and only gets more popular. But it's kind of hard to draw a lot of solid conclusions just from this. While poking around old magazines, I came across the curious case of Bayou Billy, an NES game released in 1988. The enemies are a gang of organized criminals and smugglers. Nintendo Power refers to the head of the bad guys as Boss Gordon, but the manual refers to him as Godfather Gordon. Also, props to whoever came up with the names for bad guys like Lightning Rod, Mardi Gras, and Schwartz and Egger. Now, this seems to support the idea of boss being a reference to a mob boss. It's one of the only examples I could find of Nintendo Power breaking from the labels used by the game. Possibly they wanted to distance themselves from a more violent-sounding title, or they thought that children might not be familiar with the term. On a whim, I checked the Japanese manual, which also refers to him as Bossu Gordon. This is when I realized I was missing a big piece of the puzzle: the influence of Japanese on gaming lingo. A lot of these game manuals that were driving the word choices of the magazines were written in Japanese first, then translated to English. So the use of a particular Japanese term could actually be driving what words are chosen in English translations. Interestingly, that word seems to be boss, or bossu, an adaptation of the English word that's actually been present in Japanese for quite a while. Remember before when I said that the English word boss came from Dutch settlers in the 17th century? Boss as a loan word was actually introduced to Japan around the same time by Dutch traders and merchants. It didn't take off nearly as quickly as it did in the States. Japanese already has a complex system of titles for various types of relationships and status levels, and was generally not as quick to adapt foreign words as English was. I'd like to pause here for a moment and just mention that I did live in Japan for a few years, but I am far from an expert in either the Japanese language or Japanese culture. So
my name is Ken-sama. I hope that was
I would very much welcome comments
joke
from
post.
Any native speakers if I'm wrong on anything here. I found a few sources that suggest boss might have picked up some use among the actual Yakuza in the 1920s and 30s who were seeing it in gangster movies that were popular at the time. But the post-war era of the 1950s is when Japan really started to get a lot of American media. Hollywood in the United States was booming, while Japan's own media production was still recovering from World War II. This led to an increase of English words being adapted for regular Japanese use. It looks like boss started to see some informal use during the 60s and 70s. It's hard to nail down the specifics, but it seems like around this time, boss took on a bit of an uncouth, sarcastic meaning. You wouldn't call your manager or the CEO boss. There are formal titles in Japanese that'd be much more appropriate, but you might use it with a supervisor you're on friendly terms with, especially if you're out of the office. The earliest game reference I could find in a Japanese game using the word bossu was Galaga in 1981. There was an enemy referred to as the Boss Galaga, or sometimes the Galag Boss. He took 2 hits, and he had the ability to capture your ships with a tractor beam. You might have seen his cameo in Smash Brothers. Interestingly, while English gamers now also call him the Boss Galaga, it appears that this was initially a Japanese name, as English arcade operator manuals refer to this character as a command ship. Similar space shooters such as 1985's Twin B occasionally followed this trend, but it wasn't an overnight change. As more games and more game genres included boss-type enemies, the word became more common. It's hard to tell how solid this is, but generally I see an increase in Japanese game manuals using bossu, which is usually translated as boss in English.
Yeah.
From my limited reading, when the languages in English and Japanese manuals didn't match up, it was much more common for the Japanese source to use boss than the English one. Let's go over a few highlights. In 1986, the manual for Metroid in both languages refers to mini-bosses. This implies that by this point, the concept of a regular boss was generally understood. The same year, Kid Icarus bosses are called bosses in Japanese, but gatekeepers in English.
Oh.
In 1987, the Japanese game Metal Gear literally names their final boss Big Boss, a decision that would be translated faithfully into English. In 1988, Mario 3 has characters which are called fortress bosses in Japanese, but guardians in English.
Aha.
Interestingly, both games refer to this giant fish as a boss bass.
Ah!
The last
I
real
hate that
source
fish.
outside the game is game hint books. Before YouTube walkthroughs, we had game FAQs, and before that, we had physical books. They took off in the early 90s, and they are positively full of the word boss. I have a theory that these books, where the author has to explain a large variety of games, may have helped standardize the term boss. Also, one thing I was not aware of until now was that in the 80s, you could actually order VHS tapes to help you with your games.
Really?
This game player strategy
Wow.
tape is full of hints, tips, and playing
Interesting.
strategies. To get the most from this tape, we suggest you first read the manual that comes with the
Whoa.
cartridge, and also have some experience playing the game. Are you ready? Let's go.
So this is this is what people did back then instead of YouTube. They
In the end,
bought
there's no
VHS
obvious
tapes.
smoking gun. No one game suddenly used boss and changed everything. But as a rough breakdown, mob movies got big in the 70s when The Godfather came out, getting people used to the idea of a mob boss or a crime boss, both in English and Japanese. In 1981, Galaga uses the term boss for one of their stronger enemies. Throughout the rest of the 80s, the term is used increasingly often in game manuals as well as books and magazines. And by the mid-90s, it looks like it was pretty much the standard term. But what do you think? Do you remember when and where you first heard the word being used like this? Do you think there's something that I missed? Thank you once again to Thaddeus McMonster for this question, and all of you for watching this video. And if you've got your own question or topic you'd like me to explore, please let me know in the comments. See you next time.
I don't remember when I first heard the word boss being used to refer to like a strong enemy in a game. It's been so long. I don't remember a time when I didn't think of when I didn't know what like a boss enemy was called that was like not boss. Anyway, I haven't finished my food, but I've ate enough of it that I'm full enough for now. Actually, I'm not stuffed, but I'm satisfied. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. I've known boss my entire life and never questioned it. It was just a natural thing to me. Yeah, I think that was the same for me, actually. Okay, get this out of here. Yes, my energy levels are refilled. I'm not hungry anymore. I was like, my tummy was like, feed me. Okay. Let's go back to changing Let's go change our party to what it's supposed to be. So let's see. We need Golbez, Theodore, Cecil, and Rosa at least. So Theodore, Cecil, Rosa, Golbez. Where is he? Oh. And we can have Cecil and Golbez, Theodore and Rosa, and anyone. Okay. Is anyone still 43? No, right? Yeah, no. Maybe Izayuri? Actually, no. I kind of do want Edward in the party. He's a really good support. Like, strictly support. Not healer, support. Okay, let me fix the party formation. Okay. There we go. Most of them are 45, which is nice. Let's go back. Let's save. All right, here we go. Who are you? Do you need to do healing? You know what? I totally forgot. I like I did plan to rest actually. I totally forgot. You. Ridiculous. I'm gonna wipe and try and let go rest first. Huh? Cecil! I knew it. The crystals have even given you new life? Oh, he didn't say anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this. I'm gonna wipe. I'm gonna wipe. Might take a while. He's doing less damage than I expected. You can do it. It was just Edward. Oh, too late. Too late. Too tanky. Okay, there she goes. There he goes. Huh? Okay, okay, okay. Let's go rest on the whale. It was just Edward. Yeah, you're right. It's okay. What face is it right now? Okay. Run around as Rosa. All right, everyone is full. She's wearing sandals. I don't agree. I don't understand. But you know. They designed that. Okay, save again. Okay. Some people like Crocs, some people even wear socks and sandals. Yeah, it's true. She just wears normal sandals without socks, just how you should wear them. Oh, I should have put Kane, huh? He's like, well, the guide says the 5th person in the team is optional, but I really do recommend Kane just to fill out the Baron grouping. I kind of wish I did that. It's okay though. Sid's also good, but he's Sid. Points off for that, I'm afraid. What does that mean? Save the game, and if your slow mind needs reminding, why is this person so condescending? Take Rosa, Sayador, Cecil, and go Buzz with you. Cecil the Dark Knight waits for us up here, and challenges us 5-on-1 in a matter of moments. If Cecil wasn't here, the Dark Knight would instantly use darkness on us, then proceed to pick us off. Yeah, that happened yesterday when we started the fight by accident. Since we do, we can afford to use auto instead of strategy. Dark Knight will use darkness again, but Cecil defends each one of us against his attempts at murder. I guess we just auto attack. Huh? Oops. TLDR, just fight, you can do it. Okay, yeah. I didn't need you to everybody. What was that for? Shoot, I should have done cover. Oops. This is my true self. Oh, yeah. I have no use for these bodies. These shells. I am the true Cecil. The final flame? Enough, you shell. Uh-oh. Soul. Oh no. You dare to believe this atones for anything? For terrorizing the entire world? I'm sorry. Forgive me, Cecil. You dare to believe this atones for throwing me aside? Uh-oh. Isn't this what you wanted? To die at the hands of the brother you abandoned? Oh! Why? Why do you choose him, Rosa? This man threw me away like trash. He steered the world to its own destruction. You are not my Cecil. Well, I should use taunt. Oh. Mother. You fool. Oh, him. Yes, I thought so. Biggs. You must believe in your parents' blood. You must believe in yourself. Oh. Wedge. What's your problem, Theodore? Don't you remember what Cain taught you? Oh. Yes, that's it. No, that's the Red Wing soldier I know. Oh. Cecil is my father. Rosa is my mother. And I am their one and only son. Theodore. Theodore. You aren't my father. My father is right here. Theodore. You too? Oh, yo. Oh, it doesn't work? Who needs it? Uh-oh. How do I get rid of that? I can't. Wait. Oh, no. Oh. No, stop it. Uh-oh. She's gonna die soon in one turn. Uh-oh. Oh shoot, no, not Sasso, because it won't work. You too shall obtain eternity in exchange for your life. Oh, yeah. Theodore! Theodore! Father! Cecil! Let's go, Theodore. What happened? I am Cecil. The true Cecil. Oh gosh, why does it do that? Over Theodore because he's weak right now. Oh no, Rosa. No, not Doom again. Shoot, no, I didn't need to do that. Yeah, I hear the theme. But I'm too scared of dying. How do I get rid of Doom? Is it like in FF14 where you have to do max heal? Aha! Oh, if I press right, it does automatically target all? Oops. And Cecil's actually doing damage. Ridiculous. How would you be Cecil? What does that make me then? You are myself. That is true. The me that shut himself away from the world once upon a time. But those days are over. You are no longer alone. Father! Cecil! Yay, he's back to normal! You've become a strong man, Theodore. I owe it all to the people who helped me. Biggs, Wedge, Kane, and of course... Of course? You, of course. Without my mother and father, I'm nothing. Theodore. Thank you, my son. I could hear your voice. It echoed across my mind throughout the entire ordeal. That was what kept me from withering into an empty shell. Cecil. I knew you'd return, Cecil. Everyone did. Thank you, Edward. I owe you more than I could ever hope to repay. My friends, I don't know how to thank all of you enough. Now let us make haste. We must stop this moon and ensure the future of our homeland. A sword. Do I touch it? I'm scared. I should go save first. Excalibur! Wow. Definitely putting it on Cecil. Yeah. Let me save again. You finished Crystal's part 2? Thank you! Oh, we still have one more part to go. You've made it this far then? It's her, isn't it? Yeah. Cecil has returned to you, I see. But it means nothing. Your planet has completed its role. Its fate has not changed one bit. nor has yours. Fate is not something set in stone. If you want to change it, all you have to do is believe. There was a time when I hated my role in life. That all ended once I embarked on this journey. What? Second box? What do you mean, our role? I suppose you know about everything going on here. Let me ask you this, then. Something going on with the dialogue? I suppose it is all too incomprehensible for such earthbound maggots as you to understand. Fair enough. You are free to choose how your deaths play out. This is your final decision. I leave it up to you to make. What? Okay, let me skip the guide to where I am now. Oh yeah, now that Cecil is back to normal, he can do all the bands with everybody. Alright, walk up to the sword left behind by Dark Cecil and examine it to obtain a legendary blade Excalibur. Return to the save point to heal and jumble the team around, then climb onto the teleporter and select secret option? What? Jumble the team around? Okay, let me switch back to people that can use EXP, I guess? Okay, let's see. Sid. Palom. Yang. Luca. Climb onto the teleporter. Which teleporter? This teleporter? Or the one that opened up? Okay, I guess the one that opened up. I'm confused. Then select the secret option marked as question mark from the selectable destinations. Huh? I didn't get an option. What? 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 What's this? Oh wait, shoot, not Thundaga. Oh, that worked actually. Holy Lance? That's for Kane. I gotta write that down. Holy Lance. Okay, maybe I can give the Tiger Fangs to Ursula. I think it means the new teleport in Depth B1, so this one? Okay. I am so confused. No, I'm gonna get the chest first. Robe of Lords? What? Robe of Lords? Oh, none of them can wear it. Robe of Lords. Let me write that down. Robe of Lords. Okay. I took half a step. Okay, at least it's more of the same. I'm familiar with it. Oi! Uh-oh. No. Oh, there's dual cast. Oh no! Shoot. No! Oh, I just got him up. Okay, the robot's the hardest one of that group. Oh! Are you joking? What? That was dumb. I was gonna save. That's all I wanted. But let's rest here, I guess. This room is probably the best area you'll find for grinding. Enemies here give decent EXP and are easy once you know how to deal with all of them. Right. Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling. Gobez. Ah, Cecil. I'm glad to see you back. Same to you as well. I cannot say for sure what our enemy was doing to my mind. But within my heart, it was as if the light was slowly fading away from me, deep inside. I felt so isolated. I was inside a world of profound darkness. However, I still had faith. Faith that Rosa and Serdor and my friends would come to my aid. But I must admit, I certainly did not expect you to be among my saviors. Cecil. So, thank you, my brother. If you need to thank someone, thank Fusoya. What? It was he who sent me to you, putting his own body on the line in the process. Fusoya did that? He did. So it was Fusoya that sent you back. Yes. But I had also enough of hiding. Oh? Indeed. So you're no longer ashamed of your name, Gobes? No. I have to live up to my sins. And myself. Band? Ooh, another cutscene. Cecil? Mm-hmm. It has been a while since we talked like this. Just you and I. It certainly has. I'm sorry. About what? I lost control of myself. And look what it has caused. If you hadn't come down from that mountain, I would have been lost. Quit it. In fact, without you, Sayador and Rosa would have... without you, Sayador and Rosa would have been... both have been beyond rescue by now. I wasn't doing it just for you, you understand. Huh? Bern is my motherland. It always has been and always will be. True enough. I've been away from it for far too long. But now you are back. Yes. What do you think of Sayador? He has talent. And he's every bit as earnest as you are. Is he? I suppose that stubborn streak of his comes from Rosa, though. Huh. Perhaps. We have to stop this moon. I'll be counting on you, Kane. And I will not let you down. The guy told you already, but it is possible to continue this past this point in the story without Golbez. Entering the fight without Rosa and Sayador triggers a different fight in a different entry. I don't know if it had a typo or something, or if it was just trolling me, but it said something a little different. Actually, let me go back. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. So it says, you must bring Golbez and Cecil along to advance the plot, but you should bring Rosa and Sayador with you for a very important reason. I need to say this now so you don't F up like I'm sure you would. Golbez dies. That is, if Rosa and Sayador comes along. Golbez will die. Golbez is awesome, so we just can't be having that BS. I should tell you though, it may not happen exactly as I prophesy. In the PSP and Wii versions, Bez won't survive the fight, but we all know how different the iOS recreation has been to those two. Just keep it in mind. The fifth person in the team is optional, but I really do recommend Kane just to fill out the Baron grouping. Sid's also good, but he's Sid. Points off for that, I'm afraid. Yeah, I know. If it wasn't for the fact that there are so few guides for this version of the game specifically, I would not be using this guide. But anyway, so next page. Save the game, and if your slow mind needs reminding, take Rosa, Sayador, Cecil, and Golbez with you. We did that. Cecil and the Dark Knight waits. Okay, this is the part where it talks about the fight. Cecil and the Dark Knight waits for us up here and challenges us 5-on-1. 5-on-1 in a matter of moments. If Cecil wasn't there, the Dark Knight would instantly use darkness on us, then proceed to pick us off. Since we do, we can afford to use auto instead of strategy. Dark Knight will use darkness again, but Cecil defends each of us against his attempts at murder. He readies Black Fang and tries to destroy Cecil with it, but Golbez stands in his way. If you didn't bring him, Cecil would die and it'd be game over. And takes the hit. The dark avatar of the King of Beren walks towards Golbez, accusing him of evil and treachery, and prepared to strike one more felling blow. The next battle is between the two, with no other party members helping out. If Rosa was not brought along, Golbez would be struck down and eliminated. If she was, she casts Kiraga and Protect on her brother-in-law and stands to fight with him. Hit auto again until the fight ends. Sayador, still indisposed from the last fight, is visited in a reverie by Biggs and Wedge, who encourage him to help out his mother and uncle. With all 5 members, Cecil is around but knocked out. Fight the Dark Knight with the auto feature until another scene plays for you. Sayador is cold. This is a dirty word. Out cold by the darkness ability, and the true Cecil finally awakens and defends his son from the Black Fang that the false Cecil uses next. Now that we have our old buddy back, it's time to bury this ignoble forgery. Revive Sayador with Rays, cast Protect on the team, then take down the Dark Knight with every bit of power you can find. Your opponent may use Black Fang to reduce someone to 1 HP, and Doom to set a countdown timer over them, but he's a non-threatening foe to deal with. When you've terminated the last drag of HP, the Dark Cecil falls, and is assimilated into the real Cecil, just like Kane was with his Dark Self. Yeah, this version of the fight is better for Sayador character and Golbez redemption. Alright, now that Cecil's dark half is back where he belongs, his Royal Highness is back to the way he used to be. His stats rise to their proper amount, corresponding with his level. He also gets a lot of bands to use with some teammates, and then it lists the bands that all the bands available. So many combinations, but the Iblon 4, Luca, Leonora, Harley, Kalka, and Brina miss out. Ha! Walk up to the sword, I swear. I walk up to the sword left behind by Dark Cecil and examine it to obtain the legendary blade Excalibur. Return to the save point to heal and jumble the team around, then climb onto the teleporter and select the secret option. I guess that's that teleporter. Did I save already? I don't remember. I'll save again. Oh, actually, it's time to wrap up. Well, okay, we'll pick up from this part tomorrow. Okay. I want to keep going, but it's already late. We've been going for a little while. And I'm sorry that a portion of it had to be me just eating. Yeah. We watched a short video together, though. That was chill. Alright. Thank you all so much for joining me today. As I said, we're going to continue from this point tomorrow, around the same time. Same place. The teleporter right next to you, basically the question mark will be the last page. Right. Okay. No updates, I believe. So we're going to have our usual, most likely usual schedule this week. So thank you all again so much for joining me today. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Please leave a comment if you would like to share your thoughts. Please subscribe on YouTube and or follow on Twitch if you would like to see more Final Fantasy streams. And if you're going to bed, I hope you rest well and have sweet dreams. If your day's just getting started, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Ta-ta! Otsumika!